Hi guys, I'm Michelle with Empowered Yoga and Lifestyle. This is your 14-day rejuvenation series. You ready to keep flowing? Alright, let's do this. So standing on your mat anywhere you please. Take a nice deep breath in. Inhale those arms up and exhale them down. One more time, let's take a nice deep inhale. And exhale those hands down. Go ahead, lift those toes up and then kind of drop them down and root them down into the earth here. Taking those hips and bending forward, bending those knees slightly, dropping that head down. Releasing into this, finding a comfortable standing position. Relaxing those arms down, bending those knees. Relax the head. Go ahead and hold onto those elbows here. Breathing in and out. Deep breaths. You can close those eyes if you'd like to. We're just going to hang out for just another moment. Relax that head. Breathe in deep and full. Drop those arms down to the mat, almost as if it's an elephant trunk, rocking from side to side. Keeping that slight bend in those knees. Breathing those deep breaths and enjoying this moment that you're taking for you. Coming back to center, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. As you inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale those arms all the way up. And exhale them down. Go ahead and lift and lower those heels here. You can hold onto those hips if you'd like to. And let's come to the front of the mat. Inhale those arms up. And exhale down into a forward fold. Raising that chest up and lowering it back down. Planting those hands as you bend those knees and take this left leg back. Drop that left knee down to the mat and untuck those toes. Inhale those arms up. And exhale them down. Tuck those back toes under, lifting up. And bringing this right foot back to meet it in our plank position. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in. And exhale out. Drop those knees down. Push back to your child's position. Gazing forward here. Breathing in and out. Go ahead, roll up into your hero's position. Inhale those arms all the way up. And exhale down. Heart center, close those eyes here and breathe in. Exhale out. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. Opening up those eyes, bringing yourself forward into your tabletop position, arching that cat back, dropping that belly as you deeply inhale, and then exhaling as you tuck that belly button to the spine, and inhaling one more time. Tuck those toes under, pushing up and back into our first downward dog. Lifting and lowering those heels, breathing deeply, enjoying this moment. Really just kind of stretching it all out, finding your space, allowing yourself to just breathe and be here. Gazing forward, walking towards the front of the mat, inhaling those arms all the way up, and exhaling, coming on down into our forward fold. Offering that chest. Coming on down, taking that right foot back this time. Dropping that knee down, untucking those toes, lifting those arms up towards the sky here. And planting those hands, tucking those back toes under, left foot back to meet the right, holding our plank position. Breathing here. Pushing up and back to your downward dog. Gazing forward, walking towards the front of the mat. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, coming on down. Just as we started, hanging out here for just a moment. Go ahead, bend those knees. Let's grasp our hands behind our back and just gently roll those shoulders up and over the head. So they clearly don't have to go all the way over, but just so you know where you're headed. And we may not move that far at all, but a little movement is good as we hang out here. Just gently get into this. Breathing deep. Relaxing those arms down. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhaling those arms up. And then exhaling down for one more time. Grasping those hands back behind you with the opposite thumb in front. Go ahead and roll into those shoulders a little more. Looking at those knees, bending those knees slightly. Hanging out here. Breathing deep and dropping those hands down, relaxing here. Stepping back into your plank position, holding on to plank. Drop those knees down, push back to child's pose, rolling up to your hero's position, inhaling those arms up, exhaling down to heart center, closing those eyes and breathing here. Allow that body to take some time to calm down before we pump it up. And moving into our tabletop position, walking those hands one step further forward, pushing that bottom back as we would in our downward dog into a puppy position. And just feeling that nice stretch out like a little puppy. And then bring it on up, arching into that cat back, looking back at those knees, tucking those toes, pushing up and back to your downward dog. Breathing in this downward dog, lifting that right leg a few times as we bring it forward and gaze forward, kick it back, and all the way straight back up. Drop that foot down, left side comes up. Bring it forward and through, holding on here, gazing forward, pushing all the way back and up, and dropping it down. Right side with control, bring it on up, forward and through, gazing, and popping back up, dropping it down. One more time on the left side, lifting up, forward and through, lifting all the way back up, dropping that foot down, dropping those knees down, push back to child's position. Breathing here, rolling up to our hero's position. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down, heart center, close those eyes and breathe here. Enjoying the moment of calm. Breathing deep and full. Opening up those eyes. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down into your puppy position. Arching that cat back. Tucking those toes. Lifting up and back to downward dog. Right leg comes up. Bring it on forward and through. This time we're planting it here. Pivot and plant that back foot so it's straight with that back mat edge. Inhale those arms up into our Virabhadrasana 1. Working into our warrior positions. Warrior 1. Grasp those hands shooting star up towards the sky. Back goes to a slight back bend. And gazing forward, shooting forward. Bring those hands down, pivot that back toe so they're facing the front. Plant those hands, step back right foot. Holding your plank position. Pushing back to downward dog. Left leg comes up. Forward and through, planted in between those hands. Pivot and plant that back foot. Inhale up. Virabhadrasana 1 on our left side. Bring those hands together, shooting star up towards the sky. Slight back bend. And shoot it forward. Plant those hands down, pivot those toes towards the front of the mat. Bring the left foot back to meet the right. Hold this plank position. Breathe deep. Push back, downward dog. Drop those knees down. Push into your child's position. Roll up to your heroes. Inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale down to heart center. Close the eyes. Breathe here. And that's just the beginning. Don't worry, we won't get too crazy. But we will get strong. Open up those eyes. Inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale down. Tabletop position, walk out one further. Push back to our puppy pose. Oh, enjoy the puppy. Come on up, arching into that cat back. Ooh. Tuck those toes, push back. Downward dog. Right leg comes up. Same thing, forward and through. Plant that foot. Pivot and plant the back foot. Coming on up to warrior 1. Planting those hands together. Shooting star up towards the sky. And bring them down to your side. Same thing. Grasping behind you. Or gasping if you're not breathing, which you should be. Holding here. Bowing down inside this front leg. And coming on up, bringing those arms all the way up to the sky. Planting them back down on the mat. Pivot that back foot. Bring the front foot back to meet the right. Breathing here. Are you still with me? Are you hanging in? You can always drop those knees down and come back in whenever you need. But we're still in plank right now. Getting strong. Holding it up. Drop those knees down. Push back child's position. Roll up to heroes. Inhale up. Grasp those hands together. Shooting star back behind you. Bring those hands back down. Grasp them behind you. Pull those shoulder blades together. Gazing on up. Breathing here. Opening that heart. And releasing. Bringing those hands to the heart center. Breathing here. Allowing yourself to find yourself coming back down a few notches in this moment, in this space. Bring yourself back to here, right now. Breathing, filling those lungs up. And opening those eyes, prepared and ready to continue. Inhale those arms up. Exhale forward into our tabletop position. One step forward, push back to our puppy position. Oh. Yay! Into our cat back. Tuck those toes, push back into our downward dog, moving into the left side. Left leg comes up. Forward and through, planted in between those hands. Pivot and plant this back leg. Inhale those arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Grasp those hands together. Shooting star back, tiny back bend. And bring those hands down. Grasp them behind you. Shoulder blades come together. Bowing down as we are a warrior. Coming back up. Bringing those shoulder blades together. Inhale those arms up. Exhaling down. Pivot those back toes so they're facing the front. Front foot comes towards the back. Hanging out in our plank position. Breathing here. At least we're not doing push-ups or chaturangas. We're taking it easy today. 2 more nice and deep breaths in and out. 1 more. Drop those knees down. Push back to child's position. Roll on up to hero's pose. Inhale up. Exhale those hands down. Heart center. Close the eyes and breathe here. Refreshing, right? We are warriors. We are strong. We've got this. Just a couple more flows. Opening up those eyes. Inhale those arms up. Exhale down. Walking into your puppy position. Arching that cat back. Tucking those toes under. Pushing up and back. Right leg comes up. Bring it forward and through. Pivot and plant the back leg. Working into our warrior 1. Open up those arms. Turning those hips slightly into warrior 2. Planting our right arm on our right leg. And gazing up or down as you bring that left arm up and over the head. Coming back out to warrior 2. Staying nice and strong. Cartwheel those hands down. Pivot those back toes. Bring this right foot back to meet the left. Breathe here. Push back, downward dog. Left leg comes up. Bring it forward and through. Pivot that back leg. Inhale up to warrior 1. Open up those arms. Warrior 2. Breathing here. Plant that left arm, left leg. Right arm up overhead. Gazing up or gazing down. Down will give you a little more stability. And as you open up this chest, you can gaze up. So ripping this right shoulder up and open. And coming back up. Warrior 2. Stay strong. And cartwheel those hands down. Bring this front foot back to plank position. Pushing back here, breathing into this. One more time with that. Right leg comes up. Forward and through. Pivot that back foot. Inhale up to warrior 1. Sliding on through to warrior 2. Make sure the spine is nice and straight. We're not bent over yet. Plant that right arm. Left arm overhead. Open up this chest. Really pulling this top shoulder back towards the other one. And working back. Warrior 2. Cartwheeling down. Pivot that back foot. Right foot comes back to meet it. Pushing back to our downward dog. One more time. Left leg coming on up. Forward and through. Pivot that back foot. Inhale up. Open up. Warrior 2. Breathing here. Staying strong. You're rocking it out. My strong warriors. Open up this shoulder. Overhead. Breathe here. And coming back up. Warrior 2. Hang out here for just a second. Find the strength in our warrior. Rolling on down. Pivot that back toe. Front toe goes back to meet it. Breathe here. Push back, downward dog. Drop those knees down. Push back into child's position. Rolling up. Hero's pose. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Close those eyes and breathe because you made it. Phew. The strength of the warrior is with you. Allow yourself to take those nice deep breaths. Nice and controlled. And find yourself making your way towards the center of the mat. Go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. As you inhale those arms up. Exhaling down to your heart center. Breathing deep, full breaths. Allow the body and the mind to start to calm down. Focusing on that breath. What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Allowing anything from outside or the monkey mind to just kind of dissipate away. Breathing strong, breathing full, and taking that warrior strength with you throughout the rest of this day. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure sharing with you and finding our warrior strength together. Namaste.